Hello everyone. Now in this video I'll try to explain the use of ideal gas equation in solving problems and various experimental gas laws. Though we have discussed some problems in earlier video lecture, now again we are going to focus on how to solve problems by use of this ideal gas equation. So let's take up this question. Calculate the volume occupied by 8.8 gram of carbon dioxide at 31.1 degree centigrade and 1 bar. Now let's look at the data given. We have pressure is given as 1 bar, temperature is given as 31.1 degree centigrade, so this is equals to 273.15 plus 31.1 Kelvin, so this equals to 304.25 K. Mass of gas is given as 8.8 gram. Substance is given as carbon dioxide, so the molecular mass of carbon dioxide, this is 44 gram. Then question says what is the volume occupied by the gas. Now pressure, temperature is given, mass is given, we have to find the volume. So now look at this, what we have to do is you have to use the ideal gas equation here. So ideal gas equation says pressure volume is equals to nRT. So therefore volume is equals to nRT divided by pressure. So temperature is given, pressure is given, R is a constant, we require to find the value of N, where N is number of moles. So since we have this mass and molar mass, from this we can define the number of moles of carbon dioxide, that is mass divided by molar mass. So this is 8.8 divided by 44. So this is 0.2. So number of moles of gas corresponding to 8.8 is 0.2. So since we have the values of N, R, T and P, we can easily find the value of V. So therefore volume of carbon dioxide is 0.2 into R. Now look at this, pressure is bar, so we can use this in terms of bar. So 0.083 bar dm cube per Kelvin per mole, this is in terms of bar. Temperature is 304.25 divided by pressure is 1 bar. So this is the volume of the gas. So this volume must be in terms of dm cube. So this is, suppose this is something A, so A dm cube. This is the volume occupied by 8.8 gram of carbon dioxide at pressure 1 bar and temperature 31.1 degrees centigrade. So this is how we have to use ideal gas equation. So we have to first focus on the given data, and based on this given data we have to devise which formula is to be used for solving this type of problems. So this is the first example. Now let's take up the second example. Now looking at this question number 2, question says what is the pressure of HCl gas at minus 40 degrees centigrade if its density is given as 36.0 kilogram per meter cube. R is given as 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. So look at this. The data is given are temperature is given as minus 40 degrees centigrade. So this is 273 minus 40 Kelvin. So this comes out to be 233 Kelvin. Density is given as 8 kilogram per meter cube. R is given as 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. Now HCl is given. So the gas is HCl. The question says what is the pressure exerted by the gas. Now if you look at this, we have given the density. Now we have derived an equation of ideal gas in terms of density of the gas. That equation says, so again look at this, ideal gas equation says pressure is equals to density RT by molecular mass of the gas. So from this, now look at this, what we are left to find is molecular mass of the gas. Once we have this molecular mass, we can easily find the pressure exerted by this gas under this given condition. So we have, look at this, HCl, molar mass of HCl is chlorine 35.5, hydrogen 1, so this is 36.1 gram molecular mass. Now we have to convert this in terms of kilogram because density is given in terms of kilogram. So this is equals to 36.1 into 10 to the power minus 3 kilogram. So this is the molecular mass of HCl in terms of kilograms. So we have the value, so use the values here. Density is 8 kilogram per meter cube. R is 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. Temperature is 233 divided by molecular mass. So molecular mass is 36.1 into 10 to the power minus 3. So this is the pressure. Now look at this, what should be the unit of pressure? We have to be very careful about the unit of the quantity that we are going to define. Mass is in terms of kilogram, that is standard unit. Density is again kilogram per meter cube, standard unit. R is again standard unit. Temperature, standard unit. Then this pressure must be in terms of standard units. So this will be in terms of Pascal. So if you look at this, so this may be written as 8 into 8.314 into 233 divided by 36.1 into 10 to the power 3 Pascal. So 10 to the power 3 Pascal is kilopascal. So look at this is 8.8 into 8.314 into 233 divided by 36.1 kilopascal. These must be the values of the pressure. So look at this, since we have been given density, so we are using the density equation, that is ideal gas expressed in terms of density of the gas. Now ultimately we have to simplify this sum to find the values of pressure. So this is the second question in which we are using the density equation and simultaneously we are finding the molecular mass of the HCl gas given. Now look at the third question. Question says 34.05 ml, so the volume of gas is given. Phosphorus vapors weighs 0.0625 gram at 546 degrees centigrade and 0.1 bar. What is the molecular mass of the phosphorus vapors or phosphorus gas? So if you look at this data, volume occupied by the gas is given as 34.045 ml. Mass of the gas is given as 0.0625 gram. Temperature is given as 546 degrees centigrade. So this must be converted into Kelvin. 546 plus 273 Kelvin. So this is 918 Kelvin. Pressure is given as 0.1 bar. Then question says, what is the molecular mass of the gas? So we have pressure, temperature, volume, mass. We have to find the molecular mass. So again, the question involves the use of ideal gas equation, because pressure, temperature, volume, mass is given to you. What we have to find is the molecular mass. So from ideal gas, we have pressure volume is equals to nRT. So therefore look at this, pressure into volume is equals to N. N is number of moles is mass divided by molecular mass. So look at this number of moles is mass divided by molecular mass of the substance. So mass given, R constant, temperature given, pressure given, volume given, what is left is molecular mass. So therefore the molecular mass of the gas is equals to WRT by pressure into volume. So mass is given as 0.0625 gram, temperature is 819 R. Now look at it, this is given in terms of bar. Volume is 34.05 ml means dm cube. 34.05 dm cube. So we can use pressure in terms of bar, R in terms of bar. So 0.08314 bar dm cube per Kelvin per mole divided by pressure. Pressure is 0.1. Volume is given as 34.5 dm cube. So 34.05 dm cube. So look at this. This volume dm cube and this dm cube will cancel out. This is pressure, bar will cancel out. Temperature will cancel out. What is left is gram. So these must be in terms of gram units. So on simplification we will get this simple value. So this mass will be in terms of gram. So this is how we find molecular mass. So mass and molecular mass, this gives you number of moles. So we have to replace this number of moles in terms of given mass and the molecular mass of the substance that we have to find out in this equation. So this involves use of number of moles. From this number of moles means we define what is the molecular mass of the substance. Now look at this next question. Question number 4. Question says, what is the pressure exerted by a mixture of 3.2 gram methane, 4.4 gram carbon dioxide present in 9 decimeter cube flask at 27 degrees centigrade. So question says we have a container. This container temperature is 27 degrees centigrade, or we say this is 300 Kelvin. Volume of container, which is defined as the volume of gas, this is given as 9 dm cube, and this contains 3.2 gram methane plus 4.4 gram carbon dioxide. Then question says, what is the pressure of the gas? So look at this, question clearly says temperature is given, volume is given, mass of the substance is given, then what is the pressure of the gas? Now, question revolves the pressure, defining the pressure from volume, temperature and the mass of the gas. Now, to define this, again we have to take the help of ideal gas equation. So ideal gas equation says pressure volume is equals to nRT, because look at volume is given, R is a constant, T is given, and we have to define from this mass. So what is left is pressure. So therefore pressure is equals to nRT divided by V. Now the question is, we have to find the number of moles of gas present in this container. So now look at this. Number of moles of methane is equals to mass of methane, that is 3.2 divided by molar mass, that is 16. So this comes out to be 0.2. Number of moles of carbon dioxide present in this mixture is again mass divided by molecular mass. So molecular mass of carbon dioxide is 44, so this comes out to be 0.1. So therefore total number of moles of gas present in this container is equals to number of moles of methane plus number of moles of carbon dioxide. So this comes out to be 0.2 plus 0.1, that is 0.3. So since two individual gases are present, two different gases are present with different masses, so we have to convert this mass into number of moles, and then we have to add up this number of moles, because the total quantity is the number of moles of methane plus number of moles of gas. So this is how we define the number of moles of individual gas and the total number of moles. On these total number of moles is to be used. So this is very simple calculation. So we have 0.3, temperature is 300 Kelvin. Now volume is in terms of decimeter cube, dm cube. So we can use pressure in terms of bar dm cube. Then pressure becomes out to be in terms of bar. So R is 0.08314 bar dm cube per Kelvin per mole divided by 9 dm cube. Now value of R is taken in terms of bar dm cube. So volume in dm cube, so the pressure must be in terms of bar. So these must be in terms of bar. So this will cancel out. So we can say, look at this, 9 into 0.8314 divided by 9 bar, decimal is removed. So this cancels out. So this comes out to be 0.8314 bar. This is the pressure exerted by the mixture of gas containing in 9 decimeter cube, which is maintained at 300 Kelvin. So again I was focusing on this, how to find the total number of moles. If only one gas is given, then it's very easy. But more than one gas is present, then we have to convert the mass into number of moles. Then number of moles should be added to get the total number of moles. So this is how to define if we have a mixture of gases. Now, so look at this next question. Question says, calculate the density of carbon dioxide at 100 degrees centigrade at 800 mm mercury. Compound is given as carbon dioxide, pressure is given, temperature is given. We have to find the density of the gas. So data that are given here is density, we have to find, temperature is 100 degrees centigrade, so this is 273 plus 100 degree Kelvin. So this is 373 Kelvin. Pressure is given as 800 mm mercury. Either you can convert this in terms of ATM. So this is 800 divided by 760 ATM, because 1 ATM is equal to 760 mm of mercury. So this is the pressure in terms of ATM. Now gas is given as carbon dioxide. So the molecular mass of carbon dioxide, this is 44 gram. Now question is, what is the density of the gas? So we have assumed this gas to be an ideal gas, for which temperature, pressure is given, molecular mass is known. Then what is the density? Then look at this. So we have an equation of ideal gas expressed in terms of density. So therefore, again look at this. From ideal gas equation, pressure is equals to density RT by M. So therefore, density is equals to Pm divided by RT, where P is the pressure, M is the molar mass, R is the gas constant, T is temperature. So pressure is 80 by 76 atm, molecular mass is 44 gram, R is 0.082 liter atm per Kelvin per mole. So this is gram per mole into temperature is 373. Now since pressure is measured in terms of atm, R must be in terms of atm. So in terms of atm is 0.082 liter atm per Kelvin per mole. So therefore, this being density, mass is measured in terms of grams, so this must be in terms of gram per ml. So this is how we define the density of the gas, provided pressure and temperature is given to you and the gas is specifically specified what is the gas. So we have to be very specific about the use of this R. किस समय कौन सा value of R use करना ये आपको दिखाना है. Okay, so this is the fifth question. So look at this next question. 3.7 gram of a gas at 25 degrees centigrade occupied the same volume as 0.18 gram of hydrogen at 17. So we have two different gas. One is unknown gas, the other one is hydrogen gas. Both are having the same volume and at the same pressure. Pressure is also same, volume is also same. Both are at different temperatures and both are having different mass. So the question is, what is the molecular mass of the unknown gas? So we have A gas and this is hydrogen gas. So the volume of A gas, question says, is equals to volume of hydrogen gas. This is what is mentioned in the question. Then the pressure exerted by this A gas is also equals to the pressure exerted by the hydrogen gas. Mass of A gas, this is 3.7 gram. Mass of hydrogen gas, this is 0.184 gram. So we have pressure, volume same. Now we have to define the molecular mass of this unknown gas A. Mass of hydrogen gas is given here. Molecular mass of hydrogen gas is 2. So therefore number of moles of hydrogen gas will be equals to mass by molar mass, so 0.184 divided by 2. So look at this, we have two different gas, both having same pressure and volume but having different mass. So what is along with this temperature is mentioned here. So temperature of gas A is 25 degrees centigrade. So this is 273 plus 25. So this is 298 Kelvin. Temperature of hydrogen gas is 17 degrees centigrade. So therefore this is equals to 17 plus 273. So 290 Kelvin. So this is now assuming the ideal behavior of these two cases. We have pressure volume. So pressure PAVA is equals to NAR TA and P hydrogen volume hydrogen is equals to N hydrogen RT hydrogen. Now look at this. From this we can look at this. PAVA is equals to PH2 VH2 because pressure and volume are same. So look at this. PAVA is equals to PH2 VH2. If left side is equal, then the right hand side should also be equal. So therefore look at this. NaRTA must be equals to NH2 RTH2. So R will cancel out. So Na is WA TA by Ma, which is equals to NH2 TH2. So therefore look at this. We have to find the value of Ma. So therefore Ma is equals to WA TA divided by NH2 TH2. WA is 3.7 gram. TA is 298 Kelvin. NH2 is, so this is 0.092 into TH2, that is 290. So this is the molecular mass. So this must be in terms of gram per mole. So this is how we define or compare this to based on the given data. So this is how we define these types of molecular mass. So coming to this question, at 0 degree centigrade, the density of a certain oxide of an unknown gas at 2 bar is same as that of nitrogen gas at 5 bar. What is the molar mass of the oxides? So if you look at this, we have two different types of gas. This is unknown oxide of the gas, and we have this nitrogen gas. Then temperature of this, suppose this oxide, this is 0 degree, that is 273 Kelvin. Temperature of nitrogen, still this is 0 degree or 273 Kelvin. Pressure of this unknown gas, that is 5 bar. Pressure of nitrogen gas is, sorry, this is 2 bar. Pressure of nitrogen is 5 bar. Now question says density of this unknown gas at 2 bar is same as that of density of nitrogen at 5 bar. What is the molar mass of this unknown gas? So we have density of oxide, this is density of nitrogen. The question says density of oxide is equals to density of nitrogen. We have to find the molecular mass of this unknown oxide. The molecular mass of nitrogen, this is 28 gram per mole. So question says densities are equal. Pressure given, temperature given, then we have to find the molecular mass of the unknown gas. So look at this, we have this equation. Density of oxide is equals to pressure of oxide, molecular mass of oxide divided by R T of oxide, where ideal gas equation. Pressure is density RT by molar mass. Density of nitrogen gas is equals to pressure of nitrogen gas, molar mass of nitrogen gas divided by R T of nitrogen gas. Now question clearly says the densities are same. So look at this, these two are same, so the right hand side should also be same. So therefore look at this, PO MO divided by RTO must be equals to PN2 Mn2 divided by Rtn2. R will cancel out. We have to find this MO. So then MO is equals to Pn2 Mn2 into TO divided by Tn2. Now use the values of pressure. So Pn2 5 bar, Mn2 28, TO 273 divided by Tn2 again, sorry, temperature remaining same, so again this will cancel out. So Pn2 Mn2 divided by PO is 2 bar. So this is the molecular mass of the unknown gas. So we have to use ideal gas expressed in terms of density, then we have to compare the values of density. From this values of density, we will find the values of molecular mass of the unknown gas. So in this process, temperature remaining constant, density constant, pressure and the molecular mass are different. So from this we have to find the molecular mass of the unknown gas. So look at this question. M open flask contains air at 227 degrees centigrade. Calculate the temperature at which it should be heated so that 1/3 of air measured at 27 degrees centigrade escapes out. So question says an open flask. So let me give you the concept of open flask first. So open flask concept. So we have looked at this, a container that is open flask. This contains suppose n gas, moles of gas, n1 moles of gas. Now this container is heated. Initially this was at temperature T1. Now this is heated to T2. So during the course of heating, temperature of the gas in this container increases to T2. Now on heating, some moles of gas will escape out and some will remain. So the number of moles of gas remain inside this container at T2 will be, let's suppose this is N2. Initially N1 was present in T1 at T1. Now you heat this gas at T2. So at this heating at T2, some gas will escape out, and the total number of moles of gas left inside this container at T2 is N2. Now the container is open. So look at this. This is the volume. This is volume. Volume will remain same because both are having the same container and container is open. Now when this container being open, the pressure that is acting, that is P atmosphere, will act on all this container. Similarly, this again P atm, that is normal atmospheric pressure, will act on this. So again the pressure remaining constant. So this means in an open flask concept, pressure and volume remains constant. So whenever the term open vessel or open flask is used, then pressure and volume has to remain constant. So if pressure and volume remain constant, then therefore look at this. At this step, ideal gas equation says PV is equals to N1 RT1, PV is equals to N2 RT2. So since PV is the same, so therefore N1 RT1 equals to N2 RT2, or we say N1 T1 is equals to N2 T2. So whenever we have ideal gas, open flask concept, for open vessel concept or open flask concept, N1 T1 equals to N2 T2, and moles of gas escape is equals to N1 minus N2. So initially this was N1. Now after heating at temperature T2, N2 is left. So the moles of gas escape is N1 minus N2. Fraction of gas escape out, fraction, that is moles of gas escape out is N1 minus N2, and the fraction of gas escape out, this is equals to N1 minus N2 divided by N1, or we say 1 minus N2 by N1. So look at this, we have this equation N1 minus, so N1 T1 equals to N2 T2. So therefore the fraction of gas kept out, N2 by N1, N2 by N1. So therefore look at this, N2 by N1 is equals to T1 by T2. So this is 1 minus T1 by T2. So if you have this T1 and T2, we can easily define the fraction of gas that has been escaped out. So look at this. We have an open air container. Initial temperature is 27 degrees centigrade. We have to find the final temperature is, we have to find out. Question says 1/3 of air escapes out. If 1/3 escapes out, what is left is 2/3. So coming to this question, we have T1 is 27 degrees centigrade, so this is 300 Kelvin. Suppose N1 be N2, amount of gas left at T2. So 1/3 escapes out. So what is left is 2/3. 2/3 of N is left, because on heating 1/3 of the gas measured at 27 degree escapes out, and what is left is 2/3 of N is left. Then we have to find the value of T2. So from this open vessel concept, we have looked at this N1 T1 equals to N2 T2. So therefore T2 is equals to N1 T1 by N2. So N1 is N, T1 is 300 Kelvin, N2 is 2/3 of n, so n cancels out, so this comes out to be 3 into 300 divided by 2. So this is 450 Kelvin. So on heating the container at 450 Kelvin, 1/3 of the gas will get out. So but if the question is what is the fraction of gas get out, then we have this equation 1 minus T1 by T2. So this is the open flex concept. So whenever we use the term open flex concept, so please keep in mind for open flex concept, pressure and volume is a constant. So N1 T1 is equals to N2 T2 will be used. N1 is the initial number of moles present at T1. N2 is the number of moles of gas left inside this container on heating at 2, and the number of moles of gas kept out is N1 minus N2. Fraction of gas kept out is 1 minus N2 by N1, which is equals to 1 minus T1 by T2. So this is open flex concept. So in these few examples, I have covered various types of concepts that we have to use for finding various types of parameters based on the condition given. So this is all about use of ideal gas equation of Lewin-Jeter class.